So the Eagles are headed to MetLife in just a few days and will be star running back Saquon Barkley's first chance to get revenge on his former team. And Barkley actually did just recently speak on his mindset and mentality heading into the Giants matchup, and what he said was very interesting. Meanwhile, the Birds just got some key injury updates before the game, including on tight end Dallas Goedert, and it's not exactly ideal. But the good news is that with the injuries, some other key players seem ready to step up big time. So we're going to talk about that and all the other latest Eagles news starting right now. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Philly Fan 21 channel. If you're new, I'm Evan and I cover all things Philadelphia Eagles, and we are getting closer and closer to the Birds' next game against the New York Giants, as the NFC East matchup is just 3 days away, and we got a ton of news to go over leading into it. Starting with the fact that the Eagles were of course back out on the practice field for the first time this week on Wednesday in preparation for this game, but someone who wasn't out there was of course left tackle Jordan Mailata, as he's currently dealing with a hamstring injury that he suffered towards the end of the Browns game. And of course, as Nick Sirianni revealed on Monday, Mailata is expected to miss multiple games with this injury, and on Tuesday, Mailata himself went on WIP radio where he confirmed what Sirianni said is true, as he said, quote, "It's a hammy injury and I'm going to miss a couple of games. It's really my first hamstring injury and just trusting the team in whatever direction we go forward with." So again, it definitely does suck that Mailata is going to miss significant time, but on the bright side, at least it's not a serious enough injury to where he's going on IR. And now the Birds just have to have someone else step up in his absence, and by someone, I mean tackle Fred Johnson, who is pretty much guaranteed to be Mailata's replacement, as he's the one who stepped in for him on Sunday when he went down with the injury, and he was also the one starting at left tackle during practice on Wednesday. So the Birds are certainly counting on Johnson to perform well and hold down the left side of the line in these games that Mailata is set to miss. And the good news is that it seems like he's ready, and also as opposed to weeks 3 and 4 when he had to replace Lane Johnson, he's going to be at his natural position at left tackle.
Just basically just, like I said, like prepare to start. If you don't start, cool, you prepare to start. If you have to go in at the moments at a blink of an eye, you still prepared mentally. And like I said, the New Orleans game was probably the first time that it happened with me. And, we went in and executed, like mentally, you prepare to start, and you prepare for the moment, you prepare for any wave of emotions that come.
Is left tackle still more natural for you?
Yes, left tackle is definitely more natural for me there, right? That's just because I've been there most all camp and stuff like that. So it's definitely a position that I like. I like left or right, but it's definitely a more natural position.
I have absolutely no doubt that Fred is going to be ready to go for this game, as we've seen now twice this season where he's had to go in during the middle of a game at the drop of a hat, and that's at a different position each time, by the way, and he executed and stepped up both times. So now that he has this entire week of preparation and he knows he's the starter, and he's also back in his natural position in left tackle, I have faith that he'll be able to hold up just fine. However, it will definitely be a little extra of a challenge that he and the Eagles offensive line are facing the #1 pass rush in the league so far in the New York Giants, and Fred Johnson, Lane Johnson, and Jalen Hurts all recently dove into that, and they talked about the challenges that the Giants pass rush presents.
They're a good defensive front. They're good. Brian Burns made a name for himself doing what he does best, and he's been highly compensated for it. And Dexter Lawrence is having himself a year, and you just got to go in and be prepared for anything. Be prepared for whatever and try to prove people wrong.
Brian Burns is one of the more savvy pass rushers in the league. Terrific bend, great spin move. Obviously saw him a lot in Carolina, but playing great this year. And Ojulari had a big week last week. So, I think they're dynamic in what they do, create a lot of pressure. Obviously, Dexter, I think, is probably having his best season. So, lots of eyes on him. But, to answer your question, Brian Burns is one of the better pass rushers in the league.
It starts with their front seven. He's 97 is a force in the middle, always has been since I've been here, since he's been there. And the new addition they have out wide, and all of them are playing well. 51, 93, all of them are playing well. So we just have to do a good job of keeping it firm, keeping things as neutral as possible up front, and really just attacking the line of scrimmage, taking over the trenches.
The Eagles' offensive line versus the Giants' pass rush is certainly going to be one of the biggest storylines to watch in this game. Now, the Birds have faced some pretty solid pass rushers the past few weeks with some talented guys, and outside of the Tampa game, they've done a pretty good job handling it, but these New York Giants have been something different so far this year in terms of just getting to the quarterback, and the leader of it all in defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence is currently on pace for his best season yet, particularly at getting to the quarterback, as he already has 7 sacks through 6 games. And former Giant and current Eagles Saquon Barkley, of course, knows how scary Lawrence is better than anybody, as he had some very, very high praise for the defensive tackle on Wednesday.
Obviously, it all starts with 97. I don't think he gets enough credit. I might be biased. We have a friendship, but I think he's the best defensive player in the league. I never played against Chris Jones. I know Chris Jones pretty good too. But seeing Dex and how he operates and seeing how you can impact the game, that's definitely a focus of ours.
I mean, if those comments from Saquon don't put you on notice about Dexter Lawrence, then I don't know what will. As this dude is just a problem, and he's obviously going to provide a huge test and challenge for the interior of the Eagles offensive line. And again, really the entire Eagles offensive line is going to be tested in this game, because Lawrence is just part of what is overall just the best pass rush in the league, and they got a ton of guys that have been really, really productive this season. So again, Fred Johnson and the entire Eagles offensive line are just going to have to bring their A game in this one. Speaking of which, in addition to Johnson, there's another Eagles backup who's going to have to step up in this game as well, as the Eagles are seemingly going to be down another offensive starter in this one, with Jeff McClain reporting on Wednesday morning that while cornerback Darius Slay looks like he is on track to play, which is good news, tight end Dallas Goedert is expected to miss a couple weeks with his hamstring injury. And then before practice, Nick Sirianni provided another update on Goedert's injury, and it certainly does seem like McClain's initial report is true.
We'll see. Obviously still have time here. I don't expect them to, I don't expect them to do much at practice today, but we'll see how that goes. I don't ever want to put a cap on a guy that I know is going to work his butt off to get back. So we'll see. I mean, he's tough. Dallas is ultra tough, and if anybody can get back to playing faster than what you might anticipate, it's Dallas Goedert.
Nick is always going to try and do what he can to keep the Eagles' opponent guessing in terms of the injuries. So while it is nice to hear him express confidence that Goedert could somehow make a return this week or sometime soon, I feel like a lot of that is just cover up and trying to keep the opponents guessing, and more than likely, it does look like Goedert will be out for a couple games. And again, like Sirianni said he did miss practice on Wednesday. And that sucks, because I think all Eagles fans were really hoping that we'd finally get to see a fully healthy season from Dallas Goedert, and here we are once again where he's hurt and set to miss some time, so that definitely stinks. The good thing, though, is that as opposed to previous years, it seems like Goedert's backup is poised to step up. And don't worry, we're going to get into that and so much more in just a minute, but real quick, I do want to say, if you are enjoying this video and don't want to miss any other Eagles coverage or content just like this coming throughout this entire season, then make sure you subscribe and also really, really importantly, turn on notifications so you're notified instantly when one of these videos is uploaded. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss any of the Eagles coverage I got coming on this channel. We cover the Eagles pretty much daily here. So again, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. It only takes 2 seconds and it's completely free. And also, while you're at it, make sure you drop a like. That's also free and it really does help me out a ton. Let's see if we can get to 700 likes today. Now, with all that being said, let's get back into the video. Now, as I was saying, it seems like with tight end Dallas Goedert likely out this week that his backup Grant Calcaterra is poised to step up, as he was able to do just that when Goedert went down on Sunday, as he made some nice plays and put up some career numbers against the Browns. And now, with Goedert set to miss a few weeks, it seems like Grant is ready for his bigger opportunity, as he said this in a press conference on Wednesday.
I think it'll go good. Like I say, I try to treat every week as if I'm going to be the one getting all the snaps, and obviously I'm not usually, but I always try to be ready and whenever my number's called.
I don't know about you, but I'm definitely confident in Grant Calcaterra to step up. That's just based on what he said there, and also what I saw on Sunday. He's going to be ready, and he's also very capable of going out there and making plays and just capitalizing on any opportunity he's given. And Nick Sirianni also seems confident in Calcaterra as well, as he praised him in his recent press conference.
And Grant's just been on the rise since training, since off-season and OTAs and during training camp, and then doing stuff when he doesn't get opportunities with the ball. Like I love the play of Grant when he slice blocked the guy at New Orleans, and he sacrificed his body, and Saquon's laying and it scores a touchdown, and Grant's laying on the ground like this. It's such a cool. Again, you can't be great without the greatness of others in this unbelievable game, and so. He's done it without the ball, and then he had a chance to do it with the ball. And so I think just Grant has developed into he's really worked. Jason Michael's done an awesome job of developing him, and all the credit goes to Grant though for how much work he's put in, how much talent he has. And I think there's a chemistry there with Jalen and Grant as well. With Jalen playing with him in college, and so all those things factor in. But at the end of the day, Grant has done has been everything we expected as a draft pick when we took him a couple years ago, and then some, and he just keeps getting better. And I'm really excited about as bummed as I could be if Dallas is out, I'll be really excited about his opportunity like he got last week.
It definitely does seem like Calcaterra is poised to step up and have another solid performance this week. I personally am confident in him, but what do you guys think? Give me all your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, in addition to Calcaterra, the Eagles also obviously have Jack Stoll, who's going to have a bigger role this week, and they also just opened Albert O's practice window after he spent the entire season so far on IR, so it looks like he's on track to be activated this week and be the tight end number 3. Now, I certainly don't expect him to do much of anything, but definitely worth noting that the Eagles did open his window ahead of this game, and it seems like a return is on tap. And of course, when you talk about this game, it is no secret that it is super important just in the Eagles' race for the NFC East crown, and because it's obviously a huge rivalry game as well, but it's also, of course, Saquon Barkley's return to MetLife, where he will face his former team for the first time. And a lot has been made about this possibly being a revenge game for Saquon after what happened, and this matchup obviously being personal, but Barkley himself doesn't seem to be approaching it that way, as on Friday he spoke about his return, and he made it clear that while this matchup more than likely still means a little extra something to him, he's not going to go into it trying to enact revenge or prove something to them, and he's just focused on preparing like it's any other week and ultimately going in there and getting a win.
Let me get what you guys want.
Nothing in particular, but what does this game mean to you?
I don't know. I'm still processing that, I guess. I'm going to treat it the same week I always treat it. Yeah, obviously there's some history there, for sure. Especially going back there, it'd be interesting. So I don't have an exact answer. I'll probably have a better answer later on in the week.
Is it a fun challenge for you to kind of figure out how it's going to go this week and how it's going to be on game day?
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm more of like, I don't know. I think it's more of like the balance of how I want to attack it. Like, obviously, be locked in and focused, but don't want to make it more than what it's not. I've done that before, and I ain't like the outcome of that. So just, it's going to be a fun environment. It's football. I love being part of stuff like that, and especially being part of the history of these two teams going against each other, especially in this division. It's a big game, so I'm excited for that.
Do you have an expectation what the fans might do?
I mean, I guess I said I don't expect to get booed, and I was meaning more of like it's the game is this rivalry is so much bigger than what happened in the offseason between me and the Giants or Hard Knocks. Like, this has been going on for a very long time. So,
do you have a feeling of prove it to the Giants?
Nah. Yeah. I do know my mindset on that. I don't have to prove anything to them. I'm thankful for the opportunity for this organization, from Jeffrey to Howie to everybody. Getting me here. So that's the people I got to prove it to, and my teammates. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning. Whether I go and have 300 yards or if I have 10 yards, as long as we win, I don't really get. I don't have that big of a pride or ego that if I go out there and ball, it's like I'm looking at, I know those guys over there like, oh, look what you guys let go. It's no hate over there, but at the same time, I do know it's a big game, it's an important game. It's a division rival, and I'm gonna go in there locked in and try to do the best I can to help us win the game.
I honestly love pretty much everything that Barkley said there. I mean, first off, I do want to say that I feel like Saquon is definitely going to get booed, but overall, I just love that he seems to be calm and locked in ahead of this matchup. As he said, he could make it personal and try and get revenge, but he's done that before and it didn't go well. And really, the approach that'll more than likely be the best for both the team and him is to just prepare like any other week and come out and try and get a win any way they can. And obviously, yes, naturally, this game is going to mean something a little extra to him just because he did play there for 6 years, and I'm sure we'll see that come out a little bit during the game if he makes a big play, but at the same time, he knows it's important to stay focused, not let his emotions take over, and just keep the main thing. And if he does that, I have no doubt he'll have a great game, and it'll help the Eagles' chances of getting a win. And of course, there's going to be plenty more news coming out in the days leading up to the matchup, including today, and I'm going to be covering all of it. So again, make sure you guys subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of it, and also leave a like on this video, again, if you did enjoy it, to help show some support. It really does help me out a ton. Again, let's see if we can get to 700 likes on this video, and also just leave a comment down below regarding anything else that I talked about in this video. And also, if you want to watch a video going over some possible crazy trade rumors that have been floating around recently, in addition to other things, you can check this out right here. And now with all that being said, that's pretty much all I got for this one, guys. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.